Well, hey, neighbor, it's me, Angie. Come on in. This is our live neighborhood chat. Yeah, I didn't put up a. I thank y'all for coming and visiting me today. I'm glad y'all were here. And I'm going to have to tell you all that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And I will have my neighborhood.
Hey, hey, hey,
Hey, hey, hey.
Good
Welcome
to see you
in.
guys.
It's time for Keeping It Real.
That's
Don't
what we
forget
do.
these.
Hit the thumbs up.
So, Ella, how are you feeling today?
I'm okay. I feel fine. I was just seeing your intro, and I was like, wow, I got that bingo thing.
Yeah,
That
where I draw the
yeah, and you know
number.
what? I was going through one of my boxes, and I found it in there. I was like, oh my
That's how I draw the number for my winner on my giveaways.
god, nice.
Yeah. But anyway, it's our Sunday for Keeping It Real. We got a topic today that I think everybody's going to be able to relate to that isn't too deep, but it's gonna get a lot of conversation, I think. But we're gonna let some people come in and see who all's here. Share us out if y'all can. Let everybody know that we're here. We'll be here about probably an hour or so. We try not to keep it too long unless it gets really enthralled in the conversation and people just keep adding in the chat and want to talk about it. But if
Yeah.
it's not like that, we just kind of go about an hour or so. But we got Claudette in here, the best supporter ever.
Yes.
If anybody can get her on their channel to support, they got somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And there's little Debbie.
Little Debbie. Good to see you, little Debbie. Welcome in.
And Pam's Treasures.
Treasure.
She and Josie have an auction tomorrow.
Yeah,
Their
tomorrow.
Monday auction.
Yeah.
Josie's place.
Josie's.
Hey, Susanna.
Oh, Susanna.
Welcome in. Good to see you.
Oh, Susanna.
Hey, Dar. Welcome in. Good to see you.
Welcome from
Oh,
South Florida.
Nikki. Hold on,
Hey,
Nikki.
my love.
She's so sweet. Let me play this little song for her. Thank you, Nikki. Love you. She's so sweet.
She is
Okay. Well, I know there'll be other people dwindling in and coming in. But if not, we all got to go on with the show. It's showing that it's 12 people that's showing, and my internet may go in and out because I got wind blowing like crazy at my house. Hey, Remy's mom.
Remy's mom.
She said, hi, lurker here. Hey, we don't mind the lurkers. We don't mind the lurkers. Okay.
Come out and say hi.
All right, here we go. Everybody take a deep breath. Oh, we're going to talk about attitude acquaintances, and friendships. Now, it's hard to have all that on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? A good attitude sometimes gets away with you, and that's understandable. But I think more importantly, we need to respect each other. And I know that we say we're all friends here on YouTube. And for me, I am. I'm everybody's friend. I'm the ultimate friend's friend because I can take you with a grain of salt and I can put you where you are in life and I can accept you for where you are and how you feel, even though your feelings are not like mine. I'm fine with that. And I'm not going to get upset about it. But everybody can't do that. And I respect that too. So that's where respect comes in. You have to respect people. We should respect people. But a lot of us, and including myself sometimes, have a hard time doing that. Jeffrey, hello.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Oh, Susanna said, "Oh, I'm not everybody's friend." Well, everybody is not my friend, but I am everybody's acquaintance friendly. I guess I should say that. I only have this many friends, true friends that I can count on one hand. It may be this many. But I know the difference between a true friend and an acquaintance and a frenemy. Because you have those too.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful. But I try to be everybody's friend, even though they're not mine. And I can usually read people pretty good, you know, but I still allow them so far, you know, give them a chance. And then I start pushing back if there's a problem.
I mean,
so how do you feel about respect and friendship?
Hi, Laylo. Good to see you.
Hey, Laylo.
Yeah, I mean, you can respect you, whether the person is your friend or not. If you can give each and everybody their respect. Okay, there's sometimes you can cross boundaries, with that friendship, but especially when you know that friend and know that you've crossed their boundaries, now you're gonna have to pull back and respect that boundary, respect that friendship.
This is what I don't understand, Ella, and you can enlighten me or the chat can. It always amazes me that some people don't want to be known to associate with other people like that person's going to wear off on them. Like, I know when we were teenagers and your parents would say, don't hang around them, you're going to get a bad name. Now, I understand that. But as an adult, maybe us being in their life can cause them to be more like we would choose for them to be than us being like them. Are we not mature enough to not be persuaded by our number one, care what people think? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what gets me. People will not speak to other people because they care what others think.
Other people will think about. Okay, so another thing I wanted to say about that is like trying to bring it. Okay, I'm gonna base this one on. I would say I want to base this on scripture. And I'm in my head. I'm trying to pull out the scripture, in my head, but I kind of like trying to see how I was gonna relate it somehow. But maybe it will come to me, and then I'll probably say because it was in my head and it flew out. It's like you were saying, our parents would say, that family, don't go. I don't want you go out playing with their kids. You don't even know what happened, or you might know as a kid growing up, oh, my parent didn't want me to go and play with their kids because their parents drink or they smoke or whatever, But like you said, we as adults, we can discern for ourselves whether that person's life is going to be an influence on their life. And if you feel that that person's life is going to be an influence on yours, then at the end of the day, it's up to you in a good manner of how you're going to back away, but you don't go to that. Sorry, I think I got YouTube off. Okay, you can't go to that person and say to them, "Oh, you are bad seed in the society, so I cannot mix with you." You hurt that person's feelings because they never thought that way. They thought you were their friend. Now, for you to turn around and say, "Oh, I don't want to hang out with you anymore because you are a bad seed in the society," this is where I was coming from. It's like, as a Christian, how do you show the love of Christ to that person? Are you supposed to push them away because you say, "Oh, I'm not going to hang out with that person because they're a bad person," and you push them away? How is that Christ-like?
The book I read, and I have the same faith as you, Christ hung around the sinful people and the ones that were lowly and needed help. He didn't hang around the religious people, okay? He didn't go over there because he knew how they were. Okay. My point is this, I can relate this to YouTube. When I go into people's channel, it's neither here nor there to me what somebody thinks about me going to somebody's channel that they think I shouldn't be there, or I would get, like I'm going to get something from that person if I visit their channel. I am very secure in who I am. And just because I go to that person's channel, number one, I may not have the same belief they do.
Yeah.
I may not have the same outlook. I may not have the same political views, but I still am going to support them because I like them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like I said before, me liking the color green and you might not like the color green. You don't get upset about that. You could care less if I like green or not. But you can take another subject and somebody's just going to run with it. So why can't we treat it like, "Oh, Angie don't like the color green, but I'm still going to be around her."
Yeah.
Okay, well, this person don't like this political person. Just because I have a political view, whether I do or not, who knows, doesn't mean that I can't relate to yours and understand why you believe that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me being angry at you over something like that shows my immaturity.
Of
That's
course.
just what I feel about it.
Yeah. Hi, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah, your political views are your own, and mine is mine. If you want me to respect and hear what you got to say about your political views, then you got to respect mine when I say mine as well. The same, I was watching a program today. I was trying to see if it was the traders. Yeah, it was on the traders, the celebrity traders on Peacock. Towards the end of the show, there were, I think there were 5 of them left. Okay. So now they came around the round table to see if they could pull out another trader. I don't know if you guys have watched that.
I'm familiar with it. I know what you're talking about.
I'm just started watching the new season of the UK traders today. So at that round table, the guy was talking and trying to tell this Brittany girl that is from the Big Brother house how he believed that she's a traitor. He was talking and talking, trying to make his point. Now, when it came to her turn to make her point, he didn't want to give her the chance to make a point. He just kept interrupting her, and it was like, although she got voted out in the end, she was like, "Oh, now when it's my time to talk, you would not let me talk." So
that's a closed-minded person.
Yes.
So yeah. my thought is this: the only 2 things that I'm required to do in this world, as far as my faith, is to love the Lord thy God with all my heart, soul, mind, and body, and to love my neighbor as myself.
Yeah.
I'm not put here to judge you, to try to convince you to my lifestyle is supposed to convince you on how you're supposed to come to my faith.
Yeah.
The way I live my life. Not me preaching to you all the time, telling you what you've done wrong, your lifestyle is wrong, your beliefs are wrong, you do this wrong, you hang around the wrong people. That's not my place. I have never walked your journey. We're all on a different journey. And that's when we come together, we have to accept that and love one another.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like if you are in a friendship with somebody, okay, and if that person, you said that person is your friend, whether they are you're close to you or not, but you guys communicate one way or the other somehow, whether you meet once a month or whatever you meet, you know, you don't take because of what they do in their life or what they've done in their past or their future, because of that, just cut away from that person. You know, you don't even know what that person is going through, and it could be your friendship with that person that could bring that person to Christ. So what kind of friend would you call yourself at the gate of heaven and hell, that you're gonna stand here when God say to you, hey, that person that you called your friend, what happened? And then you're gonna say, well, that person was living a sinful life, so I just decided, like, oh, the Bible say we should not be equally yoked. And then God
it also says, he that knoweth to do good and does it not, to him it is sin. So we all are in that category. Every single one.
That's what I'm saying. Some people like to read certain scripture to a certain part and use that to justify what they say and what they do, but they don't go on and read the whole scriptures and find out who
it was intended for.
Relate to. Yes, they don't. You know, so I'm like, you are hurting yourself, because, like I said, when you stand between heaven and hell and answer that question, you're gonna say, "Oh, I didn't do anything to that. I just said that person should go away. I don't want to."
We're gonna be standing alone.
Yeah,
we're gonna be standing alone.
Guess what? When you do that, then ask me if God. Tell me if God's gonna say, "Well, don't you think you could have done better? Don't you think, as that person is your friend, you could have, like, even pulled them closer to you?" You're gonna say, "Oh, I didn't think about that." Oh, and is that not your sin too? That is your sin.
All right, let me speak to somebody and I have something to say. Hey, Deb, welcome in.
Who came in?
Hey, Constance.
Hey,
Dana, welcome in. Hey, Lalo. Okay, what if you found out that I've been on here X amount of years, several years, and you found out that I was a smoker, or I was, I did whatever? Would that change your opinion of me? Some people it would, because they would say that I had betrayed them. Why? I'm not a smoker. I used to be, but I mean, that's nobody's business but mine. But you telling me, Ella, that you've done something in your life, in your past, and then all of a sudden, oh, Ella, we can't speak. We can't speak, Ella, because you did this, this, and this. Now, how self-righteous is that?
The Bible says, who if you think you have not sinned, throw the first stone.
And
we've all short. We all come short. We've all had sin in our past, in our present, and probably in the future we are. And that's why we have the grace of God. We have.
Hey, Donna. Hey, Christina. Welcome in.
Christina.
But my point is, I don't want to turn this into a religious thing, but that's all I know is my faith. And that's what I base my life on, is my faith. So that's what I compare it to when I compare how am I supposed to treat others, how am I supposed to present myself, and be respectful. And here's the thing. It's a proven fact that everybody cannot like everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you can't. It's impossible. What a responsibility that would be if everybody liked everybody, but you can respect them. And you don't have to be around them, especially on YouTube. There's a button that you can click in and out. You don't have to stay there. And you don't have to announce it. Oh, I'm leaving now. You know,
Yeah.
I'm leaving now because you did this. Just
Keep that to
leave.
yourself. Yeah, just leave. Yeah, keep that to yourself. I rather you say that instead of trying to want to crucify or judge somebody, to just let them know that's why you're leaving. I don't want to know. If you're leaving YouTube, good for you. You're leaving YouTube. If you don't want to come to my chat for your own views, that is your own views. If you don't want to be my friend, that's your prerogative.
First,
We went that close in the first place. But say, for instance, myself and Pikiniki. If Pikiniki one day says to me, Ella, I don't want to be your friend, and then she doesn't tell me, or probably she just ignore me and don't tell me when I'm trying to text her, she doesn't text back or whatever, I will be worried.
yes.
That is my,
That's because y'all are true friends.
yeah, I'll be like, hold up. But I would like say, because she has gone beyond. That is my friend, and she's gone beyond to tell me or not tell me anything. But she I will try and reach out to you several times. If I continue to reach out to you and you don't respond to me, that's it. That's my cue to say, okay, fair enough, Ella, leave it. Let's go. I've done that before. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that. I will have to go. I'm not gonna dwell on it.
Susanna says, I'm a child mother, olive toned skin, divorced woman, and lesbian. I have so many titles put on me, but overall, I'm God's child. Yes, that is true. And here's the thing. Just because that's you doesn't mean anyone should come and not want to be around you for who you have become. They shouldn't think by your titles. Like they come into a room and somebody walks up and says, oh, that's Susanna and she's da 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 da. They shouldn't automatically think, oh, I need to go over here.
Yeah, at the end of the day, she's a human being.
Yes.
She's a human being. It doesn't really matter what we've done in our life or what we're still doing in our life. At the end of the day, we're a human being. You do not have if it's somebody that you don't communicate to regularly, that's different. Like I said, a Pikiniki, if I don't hear from Pikiniki and I'm calling her and she ignores my call and I'm like, okay, what have I done? Then I will be worried. I'll be like, what have I done? Why isn't I'll be like, okay, now if I have a car or even though I can take the train, I will go to her place. Hey, I've been calling you. Are you okay? And I get there and she said, well, I don't think, we should be friends. I was like, okay, so what did I do?
Yeah, you have to talk it out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's somebody that you've had a long friendship relationship with. You can ask that one. But for somebody that you don't know that well, like that.
And just because someone comes in and speaks badly of someone, and we've said this over and over again, don't let them pull you in to feeling the same way about that person because you don't really know them. And if you like that person and the person that has a problem with them doesn't, just say, look, y'all had a problem. We haven't. And I like them. And until they do something to me, we're good. And I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah. I'm sorry. But there's always two sides to every story.
Every story. And that's one thing I noticed, especially on YouTube here. That's one thing I noticed. I think maybe because I don't really have a lot of friends. It's something I noticed on YouTube. It's like if something happens, you find out that all of a sudden people just go with one side of the story. It's like try to find out the other side of the story if you can. Because you know that person. You didn't know that person. You probably knew that person because you came to my channel. And I probably say, hey, go raid this channel. And because of me, you now start going to this other channel. Okay, because I keep saying, go rate this channel, go support this channel. You like their content, you go, you watch them. But if I don't have a relationship with them anymore, I will never tell you don't go to that channel. I will be the last person to say, because I have beef with that person, don't go to that, don't be friends with that person. That means I'm a hypocrite. I would never tell
And how
nobody
does
to
that
do
look as far as your character? I mean, some people don't care about their character. They don't care about their integrity. They don't care about their morals. They just don't care. But that's not me. I care about my character, my integrity, my beliefs. You know, I'm very strong in that. So I have to portray that. And in order for me to portray that, I have to accept people. You know, whether I agree with their beliefs or not, whether I want to be around them or not. You know what I do? I don't go around them. But that doesn't mean I talk about them. I don't
let
talk
me
about them.
let me say one thing though, because
Hey, Deborah.
we've been doing this show for over a year now. Okay, we've been doing this show for over a year. So this is, you come and together you're on my panel, and we spend probably 2 hours together for the last 1 year. We spend 2 hours together chit-chatting. We talk in the back room later on, and stuff like that. Would you say that even coming to my live and the way I talk and the way I act, do you think that should prevent you from coming back to my channel?
Wait. Say that again now.
Okay, like I said, we've been doing this show for over a year now. We've been doing this show.
Yeah.
We spent time together on this panel talking to other people and ourselves for 2 hours every once in 2 weeks for the past 1 year.
Every other week. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then you know the kind of person that I am. Would that prevent you from coming on to my panel to say, "Oh, Ella, yeah, I want to be on your panel next time," or "No, I don't want to be associated with you anymore"?
Well, first of all, I can only speak for me, but I really don't understand when people do that. I allow people to be who they are. There's nothing you could tell me, Ella. Well, there are a couple of things you could tell me that you like to do. Like, I wouldn't want you to tell me you do certain things to people or young people, or you want to commit unalive to somebody. And, you know, we may have a problem there. But as far as you as a person, there's nothing I think you could share with me that I would think less of you. You understand what I'm saying? So you've had a past. I've had a past. You don't know my past. If people ask, I'll tell them. If they want to judge me on my past, that's their fault. But God has forgiven me for it. So it's no longer there as far as he is concerned. And I try not to judge people on their past life because I've made bad choices. Everybody's made bad choices. But you've lived your life the way and according to what you thought you should do.
And that's
And
it.
if you care about somebody, you care about them.
Yeah, you can't change somebody. You know, you can't change somebody's life, or the way they live their life, or the way they have lived their life. You know, if I chose to tell my story of how I've lived my life, it's a story I'm telling. If you ask me a question, "Oh, Ella, would you do this? Would you do that?" If I say yes, I probably will do it. It doesn't mean that I might really do it, though. I might not
First
even
of
do
all,
it.
if I tried to get you to change to what to suit me, what kind of friendship would that be? If I wanted to say, Ella, okay, in order to be my friend, you have to. Now, I believe in having standards. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you have to do this, this, and this. But if that's the case, then you're really not friends.
All right, let's see if the chat is saying anything.
Yeah. Why is it that people think they have to change?
Yeah, why is it that people can you leave it up there for a bit?
Yeah.
Why is it that people think they have to change? Oh,
You
Susanna.
only should have to change when you feel as though it's for you and your
It's for
growth.
you. Yeah, you're not changing
You
for
shouldn't change for
nobody.
somebody else.
Yeah, you should
No.
change for you in your heart. If there's certain things that you're doing and you feel that you shouldn't be doing it, that's your conscience will talk to you. Not man come and talk to you. It's between you, your conscience, and God. Not a man to come and tell you, you should change. Now, it just depends on what you're doing. If you're doing something where somebody feels that they might, in a loving way, in a very loving way, they're gonna come to you and probably tell you, hey, this ABCD. And then you think, maybe for instance, when you talk about smoking, there's a way you're gonna approach somebody, especially if you see that the smoking is affecting their health. You can come to them and say to them, hey, do you think, maybe if you stop smoking, it will help you breathe
And
better?
you could say, I used to be a smoker and it helped me when I stopped, but I'm not, them smoking or even drinking or their lifestyle, it's no reflection on me. That's what I
No.
don't get. Some people think that their friend has to change or the person they're around because it's somehow a reflection on them. And it's not.
It's not. So I'm not gonna say somebody, yo, you need to stop smoking, or else I'm not gonna be your friend. That's just ridiculous. You have to find ways in order to help them, because if you feel it's a health issue, there's a way you have to go about trying to help them and let them realize that, look, the smoking, good, look, is affecting your voice, that you're not even, you're always coughing and it's affecting your chest or it's affecting your health. There's a way, loving and caring way to approach your friend
Yeah, and
to
and
tell
not
your
on,
friend that.
right, and not only that, but they would say, "Well, you've been portraying yourself one way on YouTube, but you've been hiding this." Well, first of all, anything you do outside of YouTube is your own personal life,
Yeah.
And if you decide to share it with somebody, you hadn't been hiding it. You just been that's your personal life.
Yeah.
So if you think less of me because you didn't know that part of me, you know, then that's your problem. That's not my problem.
Mm.
Because I'm not going to stop caring about you just because you stop caring about me.
Yeah. Those type of people, you pray for them. That's what you do. You always have to pray for them. You know, you gotta pray for them. I mean, prayer is the best thing. I'm telling you, prayer is like you lit a match on I'm not on my channel, so let me just keep what I gotta say.
But what I'm going to say is this: you cannot or you should not judge someone and then put yourself up here and make them feel like they're down here because they're not doing what you think is righteous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's wrong.
Yeah. Because who made you judge over somebody else to try and tell them, oh, they're living a kind of life that is not up to your standard? Okay. If you feel that they're living a life that is not up to your standard, don't judge them. Don't put yourself on a pedestal like this and trying to make them, and what you're trying to do is belittle them. You know what? God is not going to come sit with you here. God will never come and sit with you here. That person that you belittle, that you put under there, God is going to come and bypass you, kick you off your freaking pedestal and come sit with me here to help me.
Because it says if you
Yeah, but what you did not do while you were up here and putting me down here, guess what? God kicked you off. He came and he put down here with me to help me. That is what
it says in there, if you've done it under the least of one of these, you've done it unto me. So when you put down somebody, when you ridicule them, when you judge them, when you self-righteously put yourself above them, you've done it unto Christ, because that's what he said.
Yeah.
So that's the standard I have to live by.
What was the other topic again? I remember.
Attitude. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, read this one first, and then we go to the next topic.
I remember years ago there was 2 girls on this YouTube community that would go and look up people's information on the internet and basically hold it over their head. Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
Oh gosh, Susanna. What?
Oh my. I hope they're not still on here.
I hope they're not. Susanna, they still in the community? Wow.
Susanna,
That
don't
is
have me
wrong.
walking on my tippy toes. No, I don't have anything to hide. They
Is
are
it
gone
there
for a
for a
while. They
while
are
now?
popping back in and out of chats again. Woo!
Well, you're not
See,
gonna
I
find
would not want that
anything that-
reputation. I would
Yeah.
not want that reputation. Okay, Ella, the thing was there we talked about friendship, but you know, you have acquaintances. Okay? And an acquaintance is different than a friend.
Yeah.
An acquaintance is someone you see, but you don't talk details about your life with. You're just nice to them and friendly to them. Now, a lot of you all want to say you're friends to get information, but you're really acquaintances because then you go and tell the information, which is wrong.
Acquaintance, okay. For me, my acquaintances are the ones that when I see them, I say hi to them, we chit chat and all that. And when we leave, everybody go their separate ways. I don't pick up my phone to call them. I don't give them my number. They don't give me their number. They don't talk to me. We talk about the situation there and then when we meet. Okay. We have the discussion there and there. We iron it out there and there, and it's over. Now, if you make a friendship from that acquaintance that come from acquaintance to a friendship, now you are able to expand on the discussion further.
Right. And I think it has to start, you know, when you meet someone, you are acquaintances. You know,
Yeah.
you just know each other. Then it can grow into something else. But honestly, like I was saying before, most of the time in life, you can count your true friends on one hand. One hand that you would go to any hour of the day or night, that you could call in any situation you were in, and they would say, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there. To me, that is a friend.
Yes.
There is a humbling for self-righteous. Tell someone the truth, don't lie, but don't act like you're perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
don't mind
like
hearing
that one.
I don't mind hearing the truth.
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind hearing the truth, because hearing the truth of something, you know, it's better than you trying to tell the truth and then put yourself in a situation like you are all better and humbled. I mean, like, you don't preach to me. That's the thing. Don't preach to me.
Okay,
Don't
I
be
feel
preaching to me at all. I don't want to hear that.
right. I feel like this. If you want to get into discussion with me, and I don't mean like a friendly conversation, I mean a discussion. I feel like I'm going to sit there and I'm going to listen to you. But in return, when it's my turn, you should respect me enough to listen to me. Irregardless if you're going to agree with what I say, like what I say, you know, don't like what I say, you should respect me enough because I listen to you to give me the same respect. You know, people can't do that.
Well, let me tell you, sometimes some of these acquaintances or friendship, sometimes they run their course. Sometimes even, even true friends. I always said this, for a very long time. I've been saying it on my channel. People come into your life for a season. They come into your life for a reason and for a season. And there's some, they come into your life for a lifetime. And I've known a lot of people, even families, the ones that we call our siblings, our cousins, our whatever, uncle, auntie, whatever you want to call them. They're in our life for a reason. The reason could be to help you sort out stuff, to help you do maybe to make a part of your life achievable or not. And once that season is up, it's time for them to go. You don't know how it is going to happen, but it's going to. Like, I search my conscience sometimes when some of my friends that I made friends with no longer are friends with me. And I try to think, what did I do? Okay. And then I try to search my mind. What was the last conversation? What was the last text? What was the last email? Did I say something to offend this person? If I search those and I didn't see anything, my mind is that my conscience now is saying, Ella, it's the season. It's over. It's time for them to move on. Okay. So that's how I see it. You move on. If the friendship don't work, it doesn't work. It was because the season is over and it's time for them to move on to the next stage.
See, Sandy said, but what do you do when they turn their back? Just like Ella was saying. But let me share this. I was betrayed really, really bad by a friend of mine that were 10 years we were friends. We did everything together. Vacations, trips, holidays, everything. She turned on me because of this right here. She listened to somebody else tell her something that was not true. And instead of coming to me, she listened to them and she would not speak to me. It took years for me to get her to speak to me. And what she had heard was not true. Well, then the trust was broken and we could never be close again. And it hurt because I really, really loved her. And it hurt for her to leave out of my life.
Yeah, I've had some like that. And it hurt me because I really loved them as my friend. I could share anything with them. But they have their reason for keeping me in the dark. They don't no longer want to become my friend. But God was telling me, Ella, that season it's over. Now they might come back into my life again, or you might go back into their life again. But it will be a reason that God will bring both of you back together again. But if it doesn't happen, then that season is over. Whether your acquaintance or your relationship with that person.
Well, see, what hurt me so bad was the person that told her. I would have looked, if it would have been me and they would have been talking about her, I would have said, stop right there. Stop. Don't talk about my friend like that. Do not tell me stuff that I know is not true. Then I would have put her in her place. I would have went to my best friend and said, look, this is what's being said. This is what's going on. Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to tell me what's going on? Is it true? Is it not true? I don't believe it's true, but I mean, I want to hear your side. She did not do that. That hurt me worse than the person that told it, that she didn't come to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they turned their back, thank God, more than likely they were about to do you dirty.
Sure.
I mean, it can happen.
And it might not be because somebody said something. Like I said, you might have, in the friendship, must have said something that upset them and they just decided they don't want to be your friend. It might not be, somebody talked about you and they had to come to you to ask you, hey, what did you say and stuff. It might not be that. It might just be, like I said, the season is over. And for somehow it just felt like this friendship is not going to work out. I'm moving on. Okay, that's fine. Just move on.
You learn from season. If they leave, it's because you have learned what you were supposed to learn from them. I learned a lot through that. I'm gonna tell you. And it was painful, but I learned a lot. Sandy, I know it's hard, but like Ella said, season is over and you got what you needed. Sandy, you're going to find someone that's going to be better than the friendship you had. Just let me tell you that. Lots of times it's hidden jealousy or envy. I do agree with that.
Yes, it is.
I do agree with that.
Right. You are so right. It is. It sure is. I think I shared something with with Angie a while back. Even before I shared something with her, she did tell me. She said, Ella, this is what I believe. I believe it's jealousy. But I'm like, for me, I'm like, why though? I don't see it. But sometimes you as a person might not see it. The other person looking in and watching, they might see that, yeah, it is probably just they're jealous or they're envious for no,
That's true. I believe that. Hey, Cynthia, welcome in. Cynthia
Yay.
said, wow, this is a great subject, Angie. I have had close friends for years and their season was over and it hurt bad.
Yes,
Yes.
because you've been so close to them. You shared so much things together. You probably like, go on trips, just sit down talking for hours. You've shared that close bond with them that when stuff like that happens, it will hurt you. You
Oh,
know,
yes.
it will hurt you so bad. I've had that happen to me, okay, and it hurt me so bad because I racked my brain for 3 months trying to find out, like, what did I really do, and I try to remember as much. I try to remember as much, but then when I couldn't really pinpoint, and then I said, is it because I said this? Because they're not telling you what you really did, and that's the worst thing, when they're not forthcoming. They just cut you off, and they're not forthcoming to tell you what you did wrong. That even hurts the most. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna have to pray about it and just move on, and just say, okay, I've lost the best friend, but that's the season. And let me tell you, it took I mean, this is what I'm telling you guys is what I learned from church. My pastor said it, and I followed that ever since for donkey years. There's a reason and there's a season. So when the season comes, yeah.
I want to ask the chat while we're going through the chat. I mean, what are uh your standards for a friendship, and what is the point where you say, okay, this didn't work? You might have to walk away, or you just say, I didn't know that about that person. So I don't really agree with it. When is your point of walking away? Hey,
And
Doug
dog
season,
season. Dog, did you see his comment?
for reals.
No,
He's
no, no,
from,
no. He left a comment.
oh, did he? Up above?
Just go down a bit, you see his
Oh, go
comment.
down? Okay. Hey, Lindsay Ann.
Hi,
Women
Lynn.
are so sensitive in a good way. Us guys can have any contact in 6 months or a year and we still good buds. That's true. That is true. And I've said that. That's why I hung around the guys at school. I
Yes.
was hanging around the guys. When women get mad at each other or girls, they will hold on to it for months. Men, they'll get out there and fight it out, get up, shake each other's hand, and go have a beer, or
Yes.
just come on, buddy, let's go do this or that.
I
Women
I was
hold
like that as
on to
well.
it.
Yeah. In my school, I hang around the guys. Even in church, I hang around the guys. Let me tell you, when I hang around the guys, they weren't just single guys, they were married guys too.
Oh, I
That's
hung around
what
the
people.
guys. I do that now. My
Oh,
first cousin, and I'm closer to him than all my other first cousins. We have so much fun together and we understand each other. And it's not this, like when you get a bunch of women together, it's like a hen pecking party if they're not mature. And one of them wants to be up here and they want to be the leader,
yeah.
and I don't
I
like
always had
that.
that experience, even in church. The ladies want to talk about their kids, their husband, what they cooked, what they did. And for me, it was like, I'm tired of hearing the same old story. So I decided to hang around the guys. They're talking about different topics, politics, technology, all these other topics. It was so enlightening that I could hang around. And when they hear me talk about these things, they don't mind hang. I could be standing on my own because I was
You can relate to what they're saying.
yeah, they will come around me and hang around me and I never hang. We will organize to go to do movie nights. I never hang around the women. Always hanging around with the
Look,
guys.
do you honestly think I care what color lipstick Susie's wearing? What kind of eyeshadow she's got on? That dress is too tight. Those shoes are ugly. I mean, that's what women want to talk about. I'm like, I'm not looking at her that close. I don't really care about all that, you know?
Oh,
They're
God.
not in depth. You know, I don't want to say this, all women are not like this because I know I'm not. A lot of women aren't in depth.
Oh,
To be
gosh.
honest, it makes me guarded to get close to people. I understand that.
That very understandable. You know, I have lived where I grew up with my siblings. We were not allowed to go outside. You know, so that's why I feel so comfortable being in. I don't feel alone. I
See, I can
don't
be with
feel
me
alone.
too. I stay a lot of hours in this house by myself.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with that. I mean, I can entertain myself. I like me. I
Yeah.
like me. I have a clear conscience.
So I don't
Yeah.
really say, oh, you know what? I don't feel like, oh, I need to have people in my house and stuff like that. If I have somebody in my house, I can't wait for them to leave.
Yeah, you get to that point because I used to entertain so much when I could walk and when I was healthier. And now it's like, no, I don't want them to. No, let's don't do that. Let's
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
All
Dana
right.
says, I believe honesty. Sorry, I didn't see Dana's, I didn't finish reading. I believe honesty is the most important thing in friendship. Yes. Um,
Yes, you have to be.
yeah, like let me tell you, when I finished my live this after early afternoon, when I finished my live, let me tell you, I picked my phone and I text Pikiniki and I said, okay, so tell me, did you think I went too far? She said no. That's a good friend. You know, and I know she will tell me the truth. I said, "Did you think I went too far?" She said, "No, it had to be said. It had to be said."
Well, it was like I told you in the chat that I was patting my foot the whole
Yeah.
time you were,
I saw
because
that
I was
one.
like, tell it, tell
Yeah.
it, tell it. My foot was just going like this.
It has to be.
Yeah,
You
walk
walk
away
away.
when you know for sure that they are messy and don't really care. Yes.
Yes, Constance.
When the friendship becomes one-sided, if I'm more involved in my friend's interest than she is mine, it's time to have a talk. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I would say talk it out if the other person wants to, and you
Mm,
still might decide that you need to go your separate ways, but at least you know where each other stands. The
mm.
worst thing is when somebody just cuts you off and you don't know. That's the worst.
Yeah, and like I said, that's happened to me. So it's like after searching my brain trying to find out what I did or didn't do, I let it go. I prayed about it, give it to God, and I just let it go.
Dove Season said, I hear you, Ella. Make me a sandwich and we can talk cars and hunting. I can talk about both those things, cars and hunting.
Oh gosh. Oh, season. Oh gosh.
Of course, Vampire Girl. Susie's dress is too tight. I'm glad you
Yeah.
said that. LOL. Yeah. Hey,
I don't care.
Josie. Welcome
Hi,
in,
Miss
Josie.
Josie. I really don't care if your dress is too tight or whatever. That's
I
on you.
mean,
You
some of the
decide to
things
wear
that
it.
other women notice, I don't even notice.
Don't pay
And even when I
attention.
worked at the bank or any job I've ever had, you would have these group of women that would size each other up, and just, oh, look at her. She's this, she's that. And I would say, come on now, talk about something interesting. That is getting old.
You would
I
never
don't want to
find
be a
me
part of it.
you will never find me in a group of women. If I'm standing and people are coming over and we're there talking, I'm walking away.
Yeah,
I'm
you
walking
find your
away.
way out of that place.
I walk
Now, I
away.
can honestly say, Ella, there are women that you can be in with that they're having a meaningful conversation, like you and I are right now.
Hmm.
But it's not the norm for women. That's just
Yeah.
not the way they're made up. Hey, I told Ella the lipstick she had on didn't
Didn't
look
look
good.
good.
That was out of love and respect.
I know, and I went to
Here's
the.
the thing. She told you. She wasn't telling
She
somebody
wasn't
else.
telling somebody. Yeah, she told me, and I'm like,
She
okay,
told you.
let me take that lipstick off. It didn't look good, Susanna.
That's what I'm talking about. Why are you standing there with 3 other women going, oh, do you see her dress? Walk up to them if you don't like it and say, hey, look. But most of the time they won't.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late. I forgot to change my wall clock. I understand, Josie.
Miss Josie, I woke up this morning. Let me tell you, I think I went when the clock went. I didn't even notice it at all.
Hey,
So
Aisha.
I didn't notice it. So guess what? When I woke up, my clock was telling me it was 8 something. I didn't even know it was after 9. Mine was saying it was after 8.
Oh, I know. I
I was
know.
just walking around thinking,
It's
oh,
going to
okay.
take us several days to get used to this change. But I love this. I love when the days are longer.
Ella, you didn't go that far, Susanna. Ella, you didn't go far.
Ella, you didn't go for it. It was the truth.
Oh,
True
gosh.
friends can tell the truth in love. If they see
Yes,
you doing something that could hurt you, they'll tell you exactly.
exactly. That's
But
what
you'll
that.
know whether it's in love or judgment. You'll
Yeah,
know. You'll know. Really, the nerve.
your nerve, Susanna. Susanna.
Lindsay Ann said, I want the
Yes,
sandwich.
I want the sandwich too, Lindsay Ann. What's for supper, Constance?
At least say if your boo's hanging out. Yeah, you got to tell stuff like that.
Let me adjust mine. I think it's hanging out. Nobody was telling me.
You can find yourself in a bind sometimes if one of your friends, they do not tell you that something's amiss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going awry, especially if you wear makeup.
Yeah, and another thing I want to say is that even though we're not like we're acquaintance, we're not that close of a friend. I like how some of us in the community are able to defend us while we're not in somebody else's chat. And I've had
Yes.
that happen to me. And I just want to say, Constance, I love you for that. You know, and I was watching and I could see how Constance was standing up for me, you know.
That's
So
when you know you got a true friend is when when you're not around and they take up for you.
I don't have Constance's phone number. Constance we don't text, we don't do nothing. But seeing somebody talking so much shit about you and for somebody to say, hey, no, don't do that, you know, and she stood up for me the whole time until she decided that she was going to leave that chat. You know, we don't really get a lot of people that do that, you know, and the people just keep hanging around there and let somebody just bash you for no apparent reason. I don't call people that do stuff to me. I don't bother calling their name. If I call your name, I will do a post and call you out on that, you know. And people asking, even up to, I'm getting emails saying like, oh, who were you talking about? Who were you talking about? I'm like, I'm so sorry. Go read between the lines. You know, go read.
Well, here's the things. It's irregardless of who you were talking about. That's not the important thing.
That
wasn't the point you were trying to get across.
Yeah.
You know, the point you were trying to get across, you could have been talking about an anonymous person and just made that story up.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. It was good points.
Yes.
It was things you had to look out for, things that people will do to you, unexpected things that you might not see coming. And by you telling it, they can be ready for it or prepared.
Yeah. And then it's like if you know you're in friendship with somebody, your friendship don't work out with that person. Okay, you've gone your own way, that person's gone your own way. There was no point you keep talking about it on your show or talk about or email or texting other people when that person is no longer there. You know, you don't need to do it. Ella, I will always thank you, Miss Josie. The man
Miss
is
Josie, she is the same way. Most like you, Ella. She just defends herself like immediately.
yeah.
Depends on if the boob is nice. Don't tell them. If it's sad looking, let them know to cover it. Well, they would have to tell me because they would probably spend a couple of minutes trying to figure out what it is. Like, wait a minute, is that a boob or is that what is that?
Why is he hanging so low? One low and then one the
Yeah.
other way this way.
Where does this end? Is there an ending to this? I mean, you know.
Oh, Lord,
But I have been well endowed my entire life, but they've always kind of been up here. But since I've turned 50, they've headed down. And it's like, okay, I can't control it.
Oh gosh. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so we talked about friendship, acquaintances, now attitude.
Attitude.
Now, when I say attitude, I mean when you come on YouTube. Do you have a positive attitude, negative attitude, an attitude that you just want to stir the pot, or an attitude of inclusiveness and not exclusiveness? You know, what's your attitude when you come into a chat?
You know what? I feel that if anybody's going to go into a chat, you know, I think you're gonna go there with a positive attitude. You know, that's what I think. I don't think you're gonna go into somebody's chat with a negative attitude. You ask yourself, why would you go in a chat?
I would not even visit that. I mean, I may be lurking. Now, I have been guilty of lurking. I can confess that. But
I don't have that time.
Look, but I'm not gonna go into your chat if I don't have anything nice to say. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. I was called a name a while back and was highly offended. Just because I like a salad every now and then doesn't mean I'm a vegetarian. Well, here's what I want to say. It is hard to offend me. It is. It's hard. Number one is because the person that's trying to offend you, you have to care about them enough to even care if they are trying to offend you or not. Now, if you just want to call me names and say I'm this or that, I can look at you and go, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
That's not my opinion. I'm good with me. So I don't get offended very easily. As long as I can still talk, I will always defend Angie. Oh, yeah. Josie.
Oh, Miss Josie.
Love you. From the tube to be the
YouTube to the boob tube.
But how, like, when you're, you know, people take this platform very, very serious. Some people do to the extreme. Now, some people come on here just to have fun, you know, just to act silly, do whatever. But my point being is this: when you go into somebody's chat, don't try to stir the whole room up to get them off track of what's going on because you have an issue going on.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree with.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me years ago where it felt like the person wanted me to stop what I was doing in order for them to pay more attention on their situation and what they wrote in the chat. Meanwhile, it's an auction. You cannot just, stop an auction to pay attention. It's like, okay, I'm so sorry that happened to you and stuff like that. You give them the attention that you could give at the time and keep it moving. But it's like, I just can't stop the auction and pay you attention. Now you've come into the wrong chat.
Right. You need to go on down to the one that's discussing what's happened to you in your life.
Yeah, because that's not the place. So basically, you have come in with your attitude and try to be a Debbie downer, like they
Yeah.
say, no disrespect to Debbie, for
Or a
trying
negative
to,
Nancy.
yeah, no disrespect to that name too, to drag people to focus on your situation. It's that's not good.
You have one time to disrespect me, whether intentionally or unintentionally. I will bring it to your attention, and if you dismiss it, it's a wrap.
Let me
There you
tell
go.
you, you know what, for me, I've been advised so much because I know myself. And when somebody brings anything to my attention, I like to give it a couple of days for me to wrap my head around it. Ella, try to cool down.
See, that's
And
what I do. I give it
yeah,
hours or days, and I'm just like, Angie, don't explode. Because I
don't,
used to
yeah.
explode when I was
Oh my
younger.
gosh, I used to explode. And the thing that come out my mind, you don't want to hear it. So,
That's the way I used to be, and I don't want to do that.
yeah. So the situation that happened, I think probably about a week ago. So now it's taking me about a week to be able to like talk about it. Part of
Address it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to address a part of it, today. Because for me, it's like if I said, and I keep telling myself, should I address, I should have addressed it, I should have replied, I should have said this, I should have said that. But no, because in my head was boiling with all the stuff I wanted to say. And it was like, Ella, cool down. Now is not the time to talk about it. And I couldn't help myself. I had snippet of saying certain things I wanted to say during out my life, but it was like, Ella, cool down, not yet, not yet. So sometimes you just don't want to hear what you want to hear at the moment. You just want to cool down first.
And sometimes that gives the other person that has actually done that, the wrong, to think, oh no, what's going on? It's got them thinking, are they going to respond? Are they not? Or, they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because you have every right when someone comes at you to respond to it. You have every right. That person come with something that told you off or disagreed with you about something. You have that one time to come back to them and give your side. And then to me, it should be just over with.
Mhm.
It shouldn't be on and on and on and on, because there you're not living in peace. You are building up anger and resentment, and I don't want that in my life.
Yeah.
Unforgiveness, I don't want that in my life. And so you need to get your side told. They need to get their side told. That's why it says in the Bible you shouldn't go to bed angry.
Angry, yeah.
Because once you do, the next morning you've slept on it and you've been like, okay, I'm going to say this, and just calm yourself down and get yourself to a point of peace where you can tell your story.
Yeah, because that for me it was like I prayed about it, did the forgiveness thing, and it was able to, that's how I find my peace. It's not like I'm not going to address it or I'm not going to talk about it, and it's giving me the peace so I don't address it the way I would have addressed it if I didn't pray about it and ask, and forgive that person, you know it would have been totally different. You don't want me to, you don't, when I say everybody has a dark side, whether you're a Christian or you're not a Christian, everybody feels
Oh,
like they have
believe
a
you
dark
me, if
side.
they say they don't,
Yeah,
they are wrong.
they're wrong. That's what I'm saying. They're
I
hypocrites.
mean, I believe, everybody, we wipe our hiney the same way, front to back or back to front. I mean, if you do it any different than that, please email me
Yeah.
and let me know. Because I feel like we all are, it's like you said, we all have a side of us that we don't want people to know the thoughts we've had before or the situations we've been in. Or if you don't have that, you haven't lived. Something's
Yeah.
wrong. Something's
Something
wrong.
is definitely wrong.
I've always tried and practiced the 24-hour rule when sending criticizing emails. often the first edition is more aggressive than
Then
the
the
first
yeah.
version.
Yeah. I don't respond. If somebody's gonna email me and say something, I don't respond right away, because if I do, oh my gosh, it will be bad. It will be worse than what they actually said to me. It will be so worse. So I don't respond. I do not respond straight away. And actually I might not even respond at all. I might not respond at all, because I'm doing you a service. I am doing you a service of not responding back to you, because if I
Yeah.
respond back to you, I will give you your life history, that you will be thinking about. Oh, I
I
should have done it
right.
this.
I want to be able to say you can say anything you want to say, it's how you say it. I don't care what question you're asked. I don't care what situation you're in.
Yeah.
It's how you say it. And I want to get to the point of, I want to tell you off. I want to tell you what I'm thinking, but I want to say it in a way that you're going to walk away and go, wait a minute, did she just tell me off? Let me go back and read that.
Yeah.
Let me see what this is. Amen. I always try to live by that. Never, ever go to bed angry at someone.
Yes. Because when you do, I mean, you don't really get a peaceful rest. And I've known, look, I've been married, okay? And I used to go to bed. Let me tell you, we can be Christian from here to tomorrow. When people do something to you, I'm telling you, when the IRS said to me, you owe $10,000+, we want you to pay. Here's the receipt, pay it. I was saying, how did I owe that money? And then they put the year 2006. I was like, hold up. I just got here.
Yeah.
I just got here. How did I owe the IRS over $10,000? And I just got to this country. So guess what?
Welcome to the United States, Ella.
I'm telling you. I called my husband and I said, I just got a letter, the IRS telling me I owe. Meanwhile, the taxes that I filed for my business that year, they told me I didn't owe anything. That was 1 year that I didn't owe the tax man. So I called my husband. I said, how come I'm owing this amount of money? He said, I filed for personal bankruptcy. So the accountant probably say, so do you owe anything? And I said, yes, I owe this person. I owe this person. Can I file, put that in the bankruptcy thing? She said, yes. So I said, did you tell the lawyer that your wife filed the jointly that year with you? I don't remember. I said, you don't remember because guess what? Now you don't owe that debt. I owe it now. I owe
switcheroo. Played a little switcheroo.
Yeah. I was so mad. I mean, I don't know if you saw my friend Day to Day in the chat this afternoon. I called her. When she heard when I was talking, she said, give the phone to your husband. I gave him the phone.
I can just see you, Ella. Talk to her.
She advised him to leave the house.
Walk out slowly.
Walk out slowly. You gotta leave the house right now. I was so mad.
Don't look back. Don't say a word. Just leave.
I went to bed bitter. That was one night I never said my prayers. I never asked God to forgive me. Never asked God to forgive him. I was so mad. Guys, I was so bitter. That was the first time I knew what blood pressure was, because I never knew every time I go to the doctor, they're like, oh, your blood pressure is fine. Everything is good. Everything. I was so mad. I was so bitter. Okay. That was the first time I knew what blood pressure was like. 151 over 115.
And people think that stuff like that does not affect their health.
Yes,
it does.
It does. The doctors, when I went to see my doctor, I said, oh, my arm is hurting me somehow. I'm having a headache, my back of my neck. When she said, we don't have an appointment for you today. I said, yeah, but I did call to make the appointment. She said, no, you don't. She said, unless you want to wait for the doctor, she's free at this time. I said, no, I got to go back to work. Why are you here again? I said, well, like I called because my blood pressure, I wanted to check it out. She said, what's the blood pressure? I said 151 over 115. She left and went to go see. She said, hold on, went to go see the doctor. When she opened the door, the doctor's office, I can see the doctor at her desk eating. They came back and admitted me that day.
I bet they did.
That was from me being so bitter and unforgiving. It was eating me inside. I said, how
It
could
was.
somebody that I say I love put me in debt? So I
That's
said,
the hardest pill to swallow is when it's somebody that
yeah.
you love and you think they love you.
Somebody I'm
and they do you
sleeping
that
side
way.
by side to in the bed. Okay.
Yeah.
So guess what? I learned from that. Never again. If somebody does me wrong, I will ask God to forgive me first and then say, God, please forgive them. And then I
Yes.
say, God, please touch their hearts so that they can have a heart to forgive me too. Because
Yes.
it's not a matter of you forgiving them and asking God to forgive you. You want God to touch their heart so that they, for whatever reason, they can pray and say, yeah, forgive me.
See, I feel that same way because if I don't, I feel like I'm a slave to them. Like
Yeah.
I'm connected to them in some way.
You
I
can
don't
be
want to be
angry. You can
connected to
be
that.
bitter.
I want to say forgiveness.
Yes.
Forgiveness.
Yeah. You don't have to forget about it.
No.
You don't have to forget about it. But you know you already forgive them for them hurting you. You know, I'm telling
And
you.
then I try to learn the lesson.
Yes. And then I'm telling you, me and my ex-husband today, we're still like this. He called me yesterday. I was like, oh, I was at this event and I thought you like doing this type of stuff. Me and him were still friends today. You know, it took, I'm telling you, I thought I would die for somebody putting a $10,000.
Forgiveness can take a while to
It took me.
completely forgive somebody. You can start forgiveness, but it for years until one day you wake up and you go, I really don't have any feeling toward that anymore whatsoever.
Because I felt like, you know what, that person is living their life. And you're here being bitter. You're here being bitter. No,
and they
I'd
could
rather
care
talk
less.
about it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just talk about it and let it go.
I just had that happen to me recently. I brought up to someone how I was offended. Oh, I think we.
I know why. Yeah, immediately they apologize. Yeah.
Why do people email you while you're live to piss you off and think it's okay?
Yeah, that happened to me several times, though, Suzanne. I guess, you know, like you couldn't wait for me to get off my live for you to email me.
And even if they come up with the excuse, well, I might not have been able to remember everything I wanted to say. You don't have to hit send.
You don't have to hit send. Just leave
You
it
can
in
type
the
it
draft.
all in there and get it ready and critique it and use spell check and go and ask Alexa what's the best way to word it and you know
cool down, you know.
Yeah.
And that's another thing my ex taught me. He said, when you feel something, write it out, send it to me, let me read it. I'll help you adjust certain things, and then I'll send it back to you before you send it.
Josie said she thought the same thing about the emails, and then Dove Season said, "Ooh, buddy, better keep that cast iron skillet away from Ella." Yeah, I would say so. Well, I totally understand that. That's enough to make you fighting mad. Hello, Dee. Welcome in.
Hi, Daisy. Daisy's Creations. Yes, Dee.
Hello, Belt Loop. Welcome in.
Hello, hi. That's a new name.
Yeah, I know who it is. I just hadn't seen him in a while. But so is everybody gotten out their attitude, friendship, and acquaintance views? Because that's what this talk has really been about this afternoon. And when you're walking on the streets of YouTube, try to be the best that you are instead of trying to be correcting everybody and trying to make everybody come around to what you believe in, just so you can walk up and down the street and not be offended or think people are gonna immediately turn into what you want them to be, that's not going to happen.
No.
He said, I was getting offended is an interesting subject. It has been a while. Yes. Like I said,
all I gotta say is get off your high horse. Nobody put you there. You know, don't put yourself above everybody else thinking that you are perfect. I don't care from what book you're reading. You know, I don't care
okay,
what
Ella, I want to say this, and I don't mean anything about you and I as being like we're above or beyond. But Ella and I, we talk enough to know that with our faith, we know the word and we know what our core beliefs are. Now, even though I know what my core beliefs are, when I come into a group of people, I don't expect them to have the same core beliefs that I do in order for me to associate with them.
Yeah.
I don't. What kind of sense does that make? I may can learn something from them. I'm willing to listen. Don't mean I'm going to change anything, but I'm willing to listen. Why do you have to walk in a situation or say you're not going to speak to someone because they don't have the core beliefs that you do? You only want to hang around people that are like you and only have your core beliefs? That's not a witness.
Yeah, and that what's that? And at the end of the day, this is another thing. If you're judging what, let me tell you, the Bible says sin is sin. That's another thing. Whether you commit adultery, whether you steal, whether what you know, any of the 10 commandments that you fall in.
Hey,
guess
Clint,
what?
welcome in.
It is classified altogether as sin. It don't mean because you did this one sin and you think, oh, you did this other sin has preference all on the other one. No, sin is sin. That's what the Bible say. Sin is sin. Whether you broke the first one or you broke, they're all classified as one. Okay, they're two different. They're classified as one thing. Now, don't you think you have sinned yourself if you judge somebody on one thing, meanwhile you're doing the other thing on the other side? You know, what does that make you? A big freaking hypocrite.
Right.
That's what that makes you, because you're judging somebody on this side, meanwhile you are mingling with another person that is actually done something that the Bible said they shouldn't do on the other side.
Right.
So it's like,
that's why we all need grace.
Yeah.
That's why we need grace, because we can't be perfect.
Yeah.
We
you're
can't.
Pointing finger. That's all you're doing is pointing finger.
Look, this guy that came in, Clinton, he works with James, and he says, James and I have practiced this at least once a week. We all have different points of view. We need to practice patience and listen. Listening is a big part of the conversation. Okay, let me tell y'all this. My husband is not an easy person to work with because he's a perfectionist. He wants it done right, and he wants his point brought across. I know, I've lived with him 38 years. But he's not the same person when he's at home. Okay? He's very loving, kind, gentle, and he is that way all to other people. But when he's at work, he wants it done right. And that's what Clint's talking about. They get into it at work, but they get their points across and they work through it.
Yeah. I'm like that as well. It's like, you know, when I'm out and about and my husband wants to do certain things, I try to tell him, no, this is how I want it done, because it's my business. It's my work. I want it has a standard, you know, and if you can't live to do that standard of work, then you don't that's okay. You know, that's just okay. Just don't help me in that point that I'm trying to do. Like if I'm trying to lay out, you know, my kiosk and I say,
and what James is saying is not wrong most of the time. Don't ever tell him I said that, Clint. But the way he presents it and comes across, he's very in your face with it when he doesn't know how to deliver his message very easily. Now, me, I can deliver a message to you and it won't be in your face. Now, if I want it to be in your face, it will. But I never did that as a supervisor. I always delivered it calmly.
That's why I don't like. That's
And
why I
he's
don't like
gotten
people
better.
working for
He's
me.
gotten better over the years.
I don't
Dee
like
said,
people working for me at all because they would not understand the way I want stuff done.
everyone has their own beliefs, just like politics. Each has their own beliefs. I keep my beliefs to myself. I'm not gonna hide. I understand what Dee is saying. She keeps her beliefs to herself. But if somebody asks me a question, I'm gonna answer it about my beliefs. I will answer
it. There's no wrong. You can have your belief and what you believe in. That's up to you. And if you feel that it's going to affect your belief, that is fine. The point I've been making here is that don't try to explain your belief to say, oh, if I hang around with you, you know what?
It's gonna look bad for me.
Yeah,
it's gonna look bad for me.
Yeah, and then you're gonna try to quote scripture and try to tell me, well, Christ never said, or Christ did this, or no.
Ella, just because you and I do this show every other week doesn't mean that we have the same beliefs or the same thoughts or the same ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we don't.
Yeah.
But what we meet here to do is what we do agree on. And we come, and even if we disagreed on panel, we would say, okay, we don't have the same view on that.
Yeah.
I've learned more from people who are completely different than me than I have from people who are a lot like me. I need both in my life. Everyone has something to teach me.
Of course, that's a balance. It's just a balance, you know.
And I try to keep an open mind to others' opinions. Yes. Yes. Okay, guys, is that enough, or is that what everybody wants to say? Have y'all got it all out? Does it feel good? Are we all in a good mood now? Let's go get some ice cream or a supper or dinner or whatever. Ella, tell us what's going on with you next week.
Well, which is this week, this new week. I would not be live on my channel tomorrow, Monday, because I'm dedicated that day to finish my taxes and get my taxes done. I'll be back on Tuesday with Picky Nikki, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, if I have anything left, I think I will be on my channel Wednesday at 9:10 in the morning after I finish with Victoria at 8. And then Thursday, back on my channel, I have Cool Ranch and I have Miss Ivy at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Friday, I have Victoria on Friday.
Well, Josie and I have our The Calm Before the Storm on Josie's channel on the 13th. That's Thursday. It's 6 Central, 4 Pacific. She's in Pacific time.
Yeah.
She's in California. The thumbnail's out if y'all want to go over to Josie's place and set the reminder, let it notify you. She and I have a good show that night. I'll be doing a live. It probably be Wednesday this week because we have our show on Thursday. I'll be coming out with a video about a neighborhood chat. But other than that, it's been fun. And I love y'all, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Hold on. Let me, somebody asked me to drop my channel link.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Let me drop my channel link. Here is my channel link. Save here first.
Check Ella out.
You can highlight it for me. Thank you.
She is awesome. Go check her out. She speaks her mind. She's real. You won't have to wonder about what she thinks. She'll tell you.
And Tracy Cake is on right now. This is her link.
How do you do a raid, Ella? Do you just tell everybody to go over there?
Yeah, you just tell everybody. I've already put Tracy Cake's link in the chat already. You can highlight it.
Tracy's and tell them it's a raid from It's Me, Angie, and Ella.
Yeah.
Keeping it real. And it's a raid. Hey, Carol.
Hi, Carol. Good to see you. We love you guys. Until next time. Next one will be on my channel.
Yeah, and that's going to be on the 30th.
On the 30th. Woo!
Yeah.
No. It can't be on the 30th.
No, today's tonight. It's going to be on the
23rd.
23rd. Lord, I was looking at the calendar wrong.
23rd on my channel, the next Keeping It Real.
Don't
So
forget to give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Leave a comment after the show. We'll read it and comment. Love you. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.